Dangerous Hurricane Irene barreling towards the east coast. This was damage on the Caribbean island of Puerto Rico. Likely southern New England will be looking a lot like this on Sunday. Lots of tree damage and some structural damage. Now let's take a look at some really cool NASA imagery as the NASA satellite passed right over Irene. Alrighty folks, the latest imagery of Irene, too close for comfort for the East Coast, but things are going to get a whole lot worse over the next 3 days. I'm going to tell you everything you need to know, and even a little bit more probably. So the latest satellite imagery is showing the outer bands approaching Florida, but what we can do is we're going to zoom on in the water vapor in just a bit, but I want to show you that we do have some clouds pushing over Virginia and West Virginia. That's a cold front, which is going to spark off some storms in the Northeast today, so just watch out. We could see some damaging winds, large hail, and even some lightning. Now, as we get towards the water vapor imagery, you can see that the storm, if we can get it to loop here, it's not looping, I'm not, okay, there we go, is sort of unraveled itself, which is a way of weakening, but really what's happening is it's getting an eyewall replacement cycle, and we're going to have to watch it closely because sometimes during an eyewall replacement cycle they can just lose themselves like Earl did, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think the new eyewall is going to be stronger. We're already seeing a eye starting to pop out, and it should be a Category 4 hurricane as it continues to tear across the northern parts of the Bahamas. Now let's take a look at watches and warnings right now. Hurricane watches posted for the North Carolina Outer Banks and even pretty significantly inland. Now look at this, guys. Not just for the Outer Banks, we have it inland too. So this is not just a coastal event for hurricane force winds. Neither for tropical storm force winds. Those tropical storm watches have been posted for the northern part of South Carolina and the south in places like Wilmington. Boy, did you dodge a bullet in Wilmington. A couple of days ago, you looked like you were going to absolutely devastated. Now just under a tropical storm watch. Of course, these will become warnings as we go out through time. Tropical models have shifted west, but I'm not really changing my thinking. I think we're seeing a landfall over southern New England still. It's probably going to skirt the Outer Banks, and then it's going to end up pushing on in through New England. Probably anywhere between central Long Island and I guess at the most east it could go. Yesterday it was looking like Buzzards Bay, now I'd say more like Rhode Island. So we're going to end up seeing onshore winds on the east side, which is going to cause major impacts in the Buzzards Bay area. Major. Did I mention it was major? I'm going to get to that in a bit. But first, the projected path, scraping the coast all the time here from a 3 to a 2 to a 1 before it makes landfall. Could be a strong 1 or a weak 2 if it makes landfall in southern New England, which I do believe it will, taking it over Long Island, then through eastern Connecticut. Hurricane force winds on the east side for eastern Massachusetts and back on in for eastern North Carolina. North Carolina is going to get hit by it's a Cat 3, so they'll have the most significant impacts. Winds could be sustained at over 110 miles an hour with some gusts well over 120, so that's definitely going to be devastating down there. Of course, things could change, but this is still like not that far out. I mean, this is no longer that far out, so I'm not delivering good news for most folks, but this is the way things look right now. Rainfall, it's going to be pretty significant along and west of the track, 6 to 10 inches for most of the Mid-Atlantic and back into the Hudson Valley, 3 to 6 elsewhere, and 1 to 3 where you run out of moisture in the Appalachians. Now here's the really big problem. This could definitely be more significant than the wind threat across southern New England, which is the storm surge threat. For those areas of Buzzards Bay, we're looking at onshore winds which could reach hurricane force. Well, they probably will reach hurricane force. We're going to see the water really piling up in Buzzards Bay. So you know what I'm expecting evacuations. It's what any logical that's a logical approach. You see a major storm surge coming that will encompass a city, you leave. So that's what I expect for places like New Bedford towards Marion, especially just the susceptible areas. It might not be the entire portion of Buzzards Bay. So that's what we're looking at right now. Up to 10 feet of storm surge is possible, so that'll be pretty significant. Otherwise, just some coastal flooding across eastern New England with onshore winds, but it won't be as strong because the low pressure won't be sending a wall of water like it will to Long Island and Buzzards Bay. So a lot of you guys are wondering whether or not I'm going to chase the storm. My plans are, yes, I will be chasing it. You know, wherever the impact seems to be greatest that I can get to, I don't believe I'm going to be going to North Carolina, or I'm probably going to be staying in New England because I'm going to be really watching Buzzards Bay very closely for, you know, uh, storm surge. I think I'll probably be chasing around the Buzzards Bay area as, of course, you know, if you want to chase a storm, make sure you know about the local geography, that you do your research before you go out, and stay safe out there. Alright, that's it for now, folks. I kept you too long, but I gave you plenty of info. Peace out.